Here is a marriage blueprint for men. It's the rule book for how to be a successful husband nowadays. It'll keep your wife happy for the rest of her life, so you two can be in bliss until the day you pass away. Unfortunately, it was written in about 1920, and it hasn't had an update since. The rules have changed, and so have the needs of your wife. That blueprint down there is what you've been using in your marriage, and it is the reason why your wife is unsatisfied. She is emotionally disconnected, thinking that there are possibly better men out there for her to make her happier than you. I know that may hurt, but it's supposed to. So to fix that, today I'm gonna teach you 5 outdated rules that make you a bad husband worth leaving alone by the wayside for divorce. And I guarantee you, you do at least one of these. This video is not meant to make you feel bad, but rather what to do to stop these mistakes so you start to connect with her more fully, so she falls in love with you again, she respects you and appreciates you. So let's just jump into the first one. All right, so let's first imagine that you had your car, but the car had no engine. Obviously, without the power, you can't go anywhere. You're just stuck. Now, that engine, if you don't have it in your life, you're gonna flow through life like most people. It's called an NPC or non-playable character in like gaming terms, but it's that person that just goes through the motions of life. You're stuck in the trees and you can't see the forest. You're just on autopilot. And you're stalled on this beautiful road of life with nowhere to go. But you want to go to your wife's heart, right? You want to find love. You want to find fulfillment and freedom in your life. But how can you find that when you're stuck? You're not moving. Now, what does this drawn out metaphor about a car and your heart have to do with being a bad husband? It all comes down to, well, the engine equals your passions in life. That masculine fervor inside of you. When you forget your passions, your hobbies, what animates you, what brings you life in this world, she lost the attraction for you. That fire in her heart died as soon as your passions died. The biggest, most important gift as a man you can give her is this. You say, honey, pack your suitcase, we're leaving at this time, don't worry about where we're going. I got you. I'll take care of it. Revving down that road of life with that V8 engine, winding down the roads with nowhere to go but the journey itself. That's what she wants from you. She wants you to take her on an adventure, to show her the world. Man, think about this when you first met her, right? When you first met her, you had things that were going on in your life. Whether you were passionate about fitness, you were passionate about, if you were in the Marine, I have a lot of Marines, a lot of military clients that I work with, or you were in school, you were doing something or multiple things in your life. It wasn't all about her. It wasn't all about these things that are important to you, but not the most important thing to you. Over time, you made sacrifices. She complained about not having enough of you. So you started working more to provide for the family. You tried to spend more time with her, sacrificing things that you loved, but you're like, you know what? She'll feel grateful because I'm making this sacrifice for her. But in reality, you just didn't want to say no. You wanted to avoid conflict. And the only thing you were sacrificing, I'm not going to say this lightly, you sacrificed your soul, who you were, your life's calling. Now, this next point is the reason why you made those sacrifices in vain. So I was on a call with one of my clients the other day, and this guy, Brent, I love you to death, man. One of the biggest transformations I've seen over the past 6 months. I mean, he started off, well, this is how he said it. He had this illness that you actually have that you're not aware of because really you were born with it and you don't know your life without this illness. You think it's a part of who you actually are. It's like having this nasty cough that you think everyone has, but it's not supposed to be there. You see, after Brent got rid of this illness, not only did he improve things with his wife, she stopped the affair with the other guy and started having sex more, and he lost 100 pounds. Like, this guy transformed, right? But let me share with you some of these symptoms to see if you do really have this illness. You seek approval from others. It's hard for you to say no. You like playing it safe most of the time. You avoid conflict. You forget to think of yourself. You don't put your needs first pretty much ever. Look, man, you probably know this, but I talk about this a lot in the video. The neediness, the nice guy stuff. Let me share a quote from Donald Glover's book, The Mr. Nice Guy. He says, just about everything a nice guy does is consciously or unconsciously calculated to gain someone's approval or to avoid disapproval. You care too much about the opinions of others. You find your sense of self-worth in everyone else's judgments. When someone approves of you, it lights you up. That's actually not a good thing because your opinion should be the most important one. Now look at the very end of this video, I will show you exactly how Brent overcame that. But let's jump into the next point, which is another symptom that I didn't neglect or I didn't tell you in this one because it deserves its own individual point of the video. Now, the unfortunate thing about this one is you're not even aware of it. Let me ask you a question. How can your wife love you if you don't even know who you are? Let's imagine you have this box. And in this box here, Pandora's box, ooh, is your heart. Ew. No wonder you don't want her to see it. Jeez, man, have you looked inside here recently? You haven't, that's the problem. You haven't looked inside your heart in a long time. You close off The deepest parts of you, the parts you're thinking about right now as I talk to you, those parts you don't want to share with anyone. She knows you're hiding those things. She doesn't know what they are, but she can sense that you're hiding your true intentions, your true emotions, your true thoughts on things because you're afraid. You haven't looked deep within yourself in those parts, have you? In this box, those things that you're afraid of, they're not that bad. You've built them up in your head. You've stored it away for so long that you're afraid to look. But the thing is that she cannot love you if you're hiding parts of yourself. She knows you're changing who you are to meet her needs. She doesn't know who you are at times. She has to know who you are. You have to express your true emotions to her. Not from a place of weakness, but from a place of strength, right? Once you can accept these parts of you, that's when she falls in love with you. If you didn't get all that metaphor and esoteric language, she wants you to express your emotions, not hide them from her. To own your emotions and who you are. To not be a victim of them, but to still let them out there with control. Let's hop into the next one. Now look, man, the fourth one really isn't your fault. I mean, it will be after I tell you because then you have no excuse. So if you don't want to own up to this one, then just click away. My man. Imagine you're on a Sunday afternoon sitting across from your wife, sipping a warm cup of coffee. She begins to open up about a specific problem, pouring her heart out to you. And the whole time you're thinking, I know exactly what to say to fix this. So instead of listening and then responding to her emotions, you bust out this magic toolbox of answers and begin toiling away at her problem. All the while, she never thought anything was even broken in the first place. She feels unheard, dismissed, and devalued. And that brings us to our fourth way to be a horrible husband. You need to stop focusing on solving her problems and instead just listen. Don't offer solutions, offer support. Most of the time, all your wife needs is a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on. It's not always about fixing things right away. It's about understanding and empathizing with her feelings. So practice active listening. Validate her feelings and respond empathetically. Tell her that what she's feeling is warranted and that the way she feels is okay. That is the key to connection, which is what she really wants. By doing this, you'll notice an attitude shift in her. She'll start to open up to you more often. Look, I understand as a guy, your intention is to make her feel better by solving her problem. You're thinking to yourself, I have the solution, the problem goes away, she is in peace now. A woman doesn't want peace. I know that's crazy. Us men want peace, you want peace. She wants to experience every single emotion. She loves the drama. She loves making these huge issues out of seemingly nothing. That's why it's important to let her feel what she's feeling and to not really reduce that away when she's experiencing it, okay? You don't have to solve her problems. Think of all the weight off your shoulders. Now, there's another symptom of being a nice guy that deserves its own individual point in this video. Let's say one day you clean the whole entire house. She's gone. You fold all the laundry. You scrub the floors. You wash the outside of the windows. That was my mom. She would do that. It's kind of weird, but love you, mom. But you just like deep clean the house and you're expecting her to come home, see the house and be like, honey, oh my God, thank you, right? That would feel good. And then she comes home and she immediately goes into complaining about something you forgot to do in the garage. You are indignant. Indignant's a good word. You're beside yourself. You're pissed off. You're like, I did all this and this is what I get in return. I don't get any appreciation. That's what's known as the covert contract. Donald Glover talks about this in his book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. And nice guys consistently do this, even to a subtle degree. You are doing things not for the sake of doing them, but for an expectation indirectly for something in return. The most common adage when you're dating someone is like, oh, I'm gonna buy her drinks so she can talk to me. I'm gonna take her to dinner, take her on this. I know guys that dated my ex-girlfriend and, well, didn't date my ex-girlfriend, but in college when I was dating my ex-girlfriend, she was gorgeous. She would have doctors because she was a nurse, or she worked at a restaurant. She had like the restaurant owner, which would offer trips to like Mykonos for a week and all these things. Of course, there was always that underlying expectation, right? You're subtly doing this with the chores, with taking the kids, with everything. And the thing is, it is not a good thing to do. It is a symptom of a nice guy. The way you reverse this is you just, instead of trying to get your needs met indirectly by doing things first, I know this sounds crazy, but you look at her in the eyes and say, I want this from you. This is what I need from the relationship. And I know you're, at least for me, I was that recovering nice guy. You're most likely like, if I say those things directly to her, I'll seem demanding, I'll seem controlling, because you don't want to be that a-hole, right? You're a nice guy, you like that term, but you need to get your needs met. Now, these were actually the 5 most common habits I found that will push her away and ultimately cause her to leave you. Now, there's actually, for all the thousands and thousands of cases I've seen over the years, decade as licensed therapists doing this, saving marriages, there's a lot of other ones. And a lot of guys have unique, specific habits toward themselves that other guys don't. And that's why I want to give you the opportunity to set up a free call down below with their marriage evaluators. Now, before you go and click the link to set up the call, I want to let you know that we only accept calls of guys who are fully committed to taking action on these negative habits and want reconciliation or to improve their relationship. So if you're just looking for free information, then there's plenty of other videos like this one right here that I suggest you watch, go through the whole channel. But if you're ready to take action to get support from a team of experts, that's who the call's for, okay? Thank you for watching the video. Smash like if you are new here, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.